My boyfriend likes to sleep on top of my covers. I hate it. I'm gonna start ball tapping again because he snatches the covers and lays directly on top of them flat like a corpse, dragging them to his side of the bed. Then I kindly ask him to stop so I can have sheets, but he does it continuously. I need covers covering my whole body to sleep. He also rolls around and throws his arms everywhere, and I can feel every movement due to the sheets being tugged when he moves. He also insists the bed be made perfectly, and he has me get up from my spot when I'm chilling to perfect it. But then he fucks it up again immediately. He has no reason to do this. We have a working AC and a fan. Is it because he genetically cannot handle high heat or something? We have a studio, so a separate bed isn't an option. My boyfriend, 22 male, never takes me 22 female out anywhere. Any advice? Hey everyone, my BF and I have been dating since I turned 17 and I turned 22 last month, so we've been together for over 5 years. In these 5 years, I can count with my hands how many times he's taken me on a date. If we do anything, a trip, anything, it's always with his family. He never makes actual plans whenever I suggest something. He never takes me out anywhere. Even walking the dog is too much to ask. Today, I suggested to go to the beach for a while since we live extremely close to one, and he kept making excuses on how the day was gloomy and all that. The sun was peeking through the blinds. I was then sad because he never cares about my needs as well, so I just went back to sleep. I'm bipolar and not going through a good time right now, and I slept until 3 p.m. I'm going through a mixed episode. Then I wake up and go outside, and the day is actually beautiful. It's going to rain this whole week starting tomorrow. I was then upset and started crying because I've expressed so many times how important it is to me. I told him how I felt, and he didn't say a word, just went back to play his video games as I'm crying in bed. It hurts me because he knows the rough patch I'm going through, with my job, my condition, and absolutely everything, which has made me get into depression, mixed episodes, and I work from home, so I am home 24/7. All this has caused me to have suicidal thoughts, not because I want to have them, but because I can't control it. And I would love to be able to escape my reality and on the weekends at least, go to the beach, or do something to get me out of the misery I feel every day, but that is too much to ask. On the other hand, he's constantly on top of me about his needs and how he needs more sex from me and how important that is to him and wants to have sex every day, knowing that I'm obviously not in the mood every day because I'm struggling right now, and he does absolutely nothing to make me feel better. All that matters is him and his needs. I'm just so upset. I hate everything in my life, and he gives zero shits about how I feel. Because if he did, he would give a fuck, which he does not. All he cares is about playing his games and getting sex from me. I even do it when I don't feel like it because he gets upset if I don't. And guys, we are apparently supposed to care for his needs when he gives zero shits about mine. I'm thinking about just throwing the damn towel and moving on. When is it a good time for the what are we discussion? I, 23 female, have been seeing this guy, 25 male, for about a month and a half now. We met on a dating app, but we've gone on a date pretty much every weekend since we had our first date. And we have really substantial conversation outside of that. We're both kind of awkward people, but I really like him, and I see this turning into a real relationship. But since we have also had sex after most of our dates, I'm worried that it is more of a casual hookup thing. I want to pose the question, but I want to make sure it isn't too early. I'm usually not the person taking this kind of charge, but our dynamic makes it feel like I will be the one asking. I just want to make sure I'm giving him enough time to understand his feelings as well.
I, 28 female. I'm not allowed to be moody around my girlfriend, 24 female. So every time my girlfriend is upset, which is mostly every other week, I just let her be and support her along the way and do everything I can to help. She's usually depressed and I do everything I can to understand and be there. The rare few times I'm upset, she will tell me. 1. I'm being too serious. 2. I'm being manic. 3. I'm being a dick, or I'm trauma dumping, and it's too serious for her. This will come up when something serious has affected me, usually every few months. For context, today I got followed by a man in his car and she called me. I was obviously overwhelmed by the situation. So she called during the heat of it, and I was venting. 10 minutes after the phone call, she sends me a text saying that I was a dick to her, and she's not trying to make it about herself. I was simply ranting about how a man has basically followed me. I avoid talking to her about any sort of deep feelings because it's either too serious for her, or suddenly I'm being a dick. I feel the scenario I was in was something for me to have strong feelings about.
How do I make this girl I find so mesmerizing, comfortable around me? I'm a Muslim. I find this girl really sweet and want it to lead somewhere. She's also Muslim and from my hometown. I've only tried to request social media the other day. She's never met me Earl. I've only ever so briefly spoken to her to introduce myself, told her about family, education, etc. My friend lined up the call. Beast. She was quiet. Initially left but then joined back, and I tried to keep conversation, but I am inexperienced and find it tough. I tried my best telling her about my education and family a bit. I've messaged her on before that, but she didn't respond nor accept me. Still pending. I want to either send her a message or wait until I may be able to be on a call with her again. But I am so lost as to what to say to keep conversation. She's quiet and doesn't provide the best responses from my initial talk. This is my first time trying to speak to a girl in a romantic sense. I want to be able to talk to her, make her laugh and have her feel safe, but I don't know if I have the facilities for that. I'm in finance and she's studying finance right now. Mothers know each other and the same ethnicity too. Getting butterflies, and I don't even think I have a chance. Why is this so hard?
My boyfriend's mom is doing everything in her power to keep him and I apart. My boyfriend, 22 male, and I, 29 female, were introduced about 6 months ago by his mom at a work Christmas party. His mom and I worked together. Prior to us meeting, his mom said she was okay with the age gap between us. and wanted to introduce us because she thought we'd get along well. We pretty much hit it off right away and went out for the first time a couple weeks later. Things have been really great since then. A note: my boyfriend has epilepsy. That is pretty well controlled at this point, but has been a point of much worry to his mom in the past. I knew this prior to going out with him and knew how to care for him if a situation were to arise. The only major restriction he has is he can't drive. About 5 weeks ago, my boyfriend texted and told me that his family, mom, dad, grandma, and grandpa, sat him down 2 different times in the span of a week for an intervention. They said they were concerned about him and expressed several concerns about me. These concerns mainly came from his mom. She told his family that I want to isolate him from his family, that I'm only dating him for his money, and that I'm trying to trap him. These accusations are wildly untrue and very much the opposite of my character. The day after my boyfriend told me what was going on, his parents showed up at my apartment unannounced to talk. Basically, they said that my boyfriend was mentally not an adult, and not a man yet, that I needed to leave him and move on with my life. My boyfriend does not have any mental delays. He has said that his parents have never seen him as an adult. Since then, his mom has wiped his phone pretty much back to factory settings, taken away all of his hobby stuff, changed the password to his Apple ID. She deleted his Instagram account. She only lets him have his phone during work hours. She's basically isolated him at their house. She has been yelling at him and belittling him. I found all of this out because my boyfriend reached out via our work emails in order to stay in contact with me. I wrote and sent his mom a letter about a week ago, addressing her concerns and clarifying my position, apologizing for any confusion and misunderstanding and asking for her forgiveness. I asked for her to consider allowing us to continue to see each under whatever guidelines her and her husband would have for us. I haven't heard anything from her, and she doesn't acknowledge me at work, and hasn't even before all of this went down. She seems on a warpath to keep us apart, and to have as much control over my boyfriend as she can. I'm not really sure what else to do. My boyfriend is looking at moving out, but I'm sure his family will make that nearly impossible for him, since he can't drive and they don't want him moving out. Also, his family doesn't know we have been emailing back and forth. Any suggestions?